I'm here with a legend, that's Dennis Priestley. Welcome to Winmore, Dennis. Good to
Thank
see you
you
again.
Thank you.
You joined us first in 2007 when you got into the Premier League.
That's right, yeah.
So we're looking like 12 years now.
12 years on.
Lots changed in the game, hasn't it?
Oh, hell of a lot's changed, Simon. And I was going back to 2007. I was really pleased to get the call. Best move I ever made. Obviously, I had dart sponsors before, and I wouldn't knock them, but the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah, we've
guys.
And if you look back, there's so many career highlights everyone's aware of. There's some really interesting ones. The one for me that brought you first right into the spotlight was the News of the World when semi-final and final 1989.
89, Hammersmith Odeon, yeah. Yeah, we're nostalgic really, because we was in the dressing rooms back at stadium. I'm thinking, well, Beatles have been in this dressing room and Rolling Stones have been in this dressing room, and I'm thinking, well, crikey, looking back. That's the first time I really met Jockey. Jockey was in the 11. I mean, a funny situation with the News of the World, 11 players. I mean, not 12 or 16.
Why was it 11?
I don't know. I've never fathomed that one out. I mean, obviously there were an American there and somebody from Scandinavia. That's just how it made up.
But was that the biggest thing at the time then?
For me it was. I mean, obviously World Championship and Winmore were on the go then. Winmore World Masters. But obviously for me, still playing pub darts, to reach the News of the World finals itself, and then to actually make the final as well,
So is that when you thought, yeah, I can make some money at this?
Well, no, I never thought, no, I can make some money at it. I just thought, well, I can mix it with best now, mix it with the best players. I think in '89 I won the Los Angeles Open, beating Eric Bristow in final, and that made me realise that maybe I'm a better player than...
and probably not as many people would have seen that back then in the day, wouldn't have seen that big win in America.
No.
Because it was then following that in 90 you came across and won the World Masters in 1990, didn't you?
No, I didn't. Simon,
was it the final?
You should get your things.
Oh, that's all right. You can.
I think I first played in it in 90. I played 3 times. I think I played in 1990 and made semi-finals.
Semi-final.
And maybe 91, the last 16. And then 92 I won it.
But you've always been a massive advocate, and you've always said it was a superb tournament.
Oh, my best darts I ever thrown, that's not good English, is it? Best darts I ever threw was in the Winmore semi-finals and final. I had, against Alan Warriner, I had a 35, nearly 36 per dart, and in the final itself it was nearly 35. And don't forget, you'd had that up 3 times, it's a good 100 plus average.
And that was always when you had to come from the floor all the way through,
yes,
wasn't it?
you've got to play all day.
And you've always said that was the best way the tournament should be run, is you win from the floor, don't you?
Well, yeah, it's fair to everybody then, isn't it? I mean, obviously, looking back, I mean, any little advantage you could get by not having to play all day would have been beneficial for the top players, and they did used to get that little leeway in some tournaments. But then again, it can go against you. They've been playing and had 3 or 4 games under the belt, and then all of a sudden I come in at the last 16 stage, not had a game.
We've often seen that. People are cold, and they so. And then fast forward, then you had I think it was one of the best games you'd ever said you'd had is '96 final against Taylor.
Well, I think that was the final when we both had 100 average, and I had a slightly higher average. Yeah. But I think at the time that was something special to being 100 averages. I think I lost 6 sets to 3.
I think it was 6-4. You've got to know your facts, Dennis.
Bang on. So 10 sets, to playing 100 averages back then is not bad going.
It's not bad today.
No, it's not bad.
So your approach to darts, I've long been a massive fan of you as a person and your approach to darts. When you were playing at the highest level, what did your practice schedule look like?
Well, I used to always be better if I'd been and done plenty of work exhibition wise. therefore I didn't practice much. To be fair.
So it was more how it was. Bet you were better off having a break from the game.
Yes, but like I said, the exhibition work and that kept you on your toes, because you turn up. I was working for a pub chain or individual in exhibitions. You never know who you were going to drop on, so you've got to keep yourself on the ball type of thing all the time, because you never know how well they're going to play.
And did you always, mentally, have you always had that will to win, or is that something that grew as your career went on with confidence?
Yeah, I've always wanted to win at everything what I've tried at.
Even if it's tiddlywinks?
Even with kids, if we were having a game of pool, I won't let them win.
Well, that's good. So, and we spoke, talking about the mind, we spoke about when you got slightly older, you said that you felt it was your mind that went first in terms of that will to win.
Yeah, mental strength. My mental strength went first. Definitely.
And did you try to get that back at any stage, or did you accept that?
I just accepted it. As you get older, you tend to accept things a little bit more than when you were younger and you were chomping at the bit trying to get at it type of thing. As you get older, you're mellow and things are not so important.
Yeah, and then you've always looked after yourself as well, and you obviously clearly continue to do that now. How did you do that when you were on tour? How did you make sure you stayed in shape?
Well, I still had, I was still doing the same as what other players did, but I might have been lucky in metabolism being okay. We were always having to eat late, and after we'd finished when we were on tour. I've just been lucky, I would imagine. And as we were speaking earlier, I think I could have probably done a lot better if I'd have probably had a fitness regime, had a private trainer where I could go 2 or 3 times a week and really kept on the ball.
So would you say that's more for as much as flexibility or stamina or mental sharpness?
All three. I think if you're feeling, I've always said if you're feeling good with yourself, and that would be by working out and feeling fit and strong. It's mentally as well. It improves that mental side.
So looking at the modern game, there still aren't that many, we would say, who are in peak physical condition. Then.
No.
So if you're hearing it from you and you say if that's the one thing you would have changed, then that's probably what you'd advise the younger guys coming through now. Then.
Yeah. Well, I advised James Wade to do that. If you feel good about yourself and you're feeling fit and well, then it's half the battle, to be quite honest.
Yeah, so how do you view modern darts overall compared to, do you think it's much different to when you were at the top of your game?
Well, yeah, it's a lot more professional, but not professional what we've just talked about keeping, but they are they're playing, why you see the standard so high now is because they are playing week in, week out in tournament situations. Whereas when I was at my best, I played Embassy in '91 final in January. We didn't play anything seriously then on TV until the April. So you were going 3 and 4 months. Where now they very rarely go a weekend without competitive darts, and playing competitive.
You can't beat it, yeah.
You can't beat it.
And I think, like you say, if you were playing enough competitive darts sharply enough, almost practicing could be to your detriment, couldn't it?
Yeah. When you were playing like they are doing now, they're playing that often. Yeah, I would definitely say take a little bit of a break in between. When I won the Embassy in '91, don't forget I'd been physically working. A physical job, a coal merchant. I was probably strength-wise and muscle tone-wise was there, and probably over the years after that, with not doing that sort of manual work, I was probably losing the body strength and tone.
Yeah, you do.
Muscle.
You will do.
Gradually it changed.
And so retirement then, you're thoroughly enjoying being retired, I know that.
I am, yes.
And you're not playing that much darts, but you still do some exhibitions.
That's right.
And how do you face those now? Do you enjoy them, or are you?
I do. We have a little bit of fun now, and I mean, I don't mind getting beat. At one time, if I did exhibitions, I wouldn't. I would be cussing like Billy, or if I lost to an opponent. But now, if they play well,
they deserve
it's good. I love it.
Brilliant. Dennis, thanks ever so much for coming in to see us. We really appreciate it, and good luck with the retirement.
Thank you very much. Cheers.